Hey guys, this is Benjamin with Benjamin's Exotics, and today, I made a video a while ago that was on just reptile genetics, but I think it was like 9 or 11 minutes long, and it wasn't. I thought it was pretty good, but apparently some people thought it was too long. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to break down codominant, dominant, or what some people might call incomplete dominance, and recessive. Now, warning real quick, if you're taking whatever class, genetics class, science, health, whatever you learn about genetics in, the way people that keep and breed reptiles, especially if they breed reptiles, they use these words differently than people like that do. So I'll get that out right now. But let's talk about recessive. That's what we're looking at today. So let's say recessive. Let's try to spell this right. Does that look right? Looks close enough. Okay, recessive. So what does recessive mean compared to a normal trait or, codominant? Well, basically what recessive means is if you breed that animal to a normal or to anything, if the other animal you're breeding it to does not also carry that trait, it will never be expressed. So what I mean, let's look in this book real quick, see if we can find a picture of a normal right there. If I breed that normal ball python, let's find an albino, to a, come on, there's got to be one in here somewhere, give me a second, right there, an albino ball python, right? If we breed those two snakes together, you saw one was yellow, one was normal, out of all the babies, all of the offspring are going to look normal. Like that first one we saw that was brown, but inside they're all going to be carrying that trait for albino. Now, we can prove this if we look at a Punnett square. So let's draw one of these out real quick. Punnett square, right? So we have our albino, who's going to tell you this is the female, albino female, to a normal male, represented by the capitals with the normal, lowercase, with recessive. And if we combine them together, all the babies, like I said, are going to look normal, represented by this capital A, but inside they're also going to be carrying the gene for albinism, right? So we can say that 100% of the babies are het for albino. Het for albino. Simple like that. Okay, right? So basically, when you look at other morphs, the big difference between stuff like albino or exantic, clown, piebald, genetic stripe, I believe, that better be right, genetic stripe, I'm almost 100% sure is, things like that are going to be harder to get because when you're breeding them, first of all, if you're breeding hets like these, you don't know what genes are actually inside them unless you bred those. So you have to build relationships with people to make sure you're getting animals that are quality and have the genes inside of them because they don't express it. So then you might say, okay, well, we got all het albinos here, so how do people actually produce albinos? There's a few different ways to do that. If you're willing to spend a good amount, you could go this route, which isn't a bad route at all, actually. If you want to get some nice looking albinos, and the best quality albinos, in my opinion, I've seen from these kind of breedings, I'd take normal albino to normal albino, put them together, and as you can see, 100% of the babies, if you bred a normal albino to normal albino, will be albino. A normal would never pop out of a clutch like this. And the same thing with these, but not that it's a normal won't pop out. If you breed an albino to anything, all the babies have to be het for albino. Have to. No way, unless it's like a genetic mutation or something, which I've never heard of, but could happen. And we'll do one last thing real quick. This is something that I've seen people do. If you don't want to spend as much, you can just go with like a het albino and a normal albino. And as you can see with those guys, put these together, and we're going to get 50% het albino and 50% normal albinos. It's very simple. So with recessive, what we're looking at, the difference between everything else is until you have two sets represented by two of these letter-case A's. Until two sets of the gene come together, it's not expressed. Now, in other videos, we'll talk about pastels and Mojaves and stuff like that, but with recessive, important thing you need to know is, has a heterozygous form, meaning, and the way I'm going to say it, meaning that you can produce babies that are carrying the gene but look like normals, and until you have two sets of the gene together, the gene will not be expressed. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I said, we'll have codominant and normal dominant or incomplete dominance coming out in the next video or so. But as I said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.